Have you ever noticed how many songs you carry in your head? For myself, I feel like a jukebox with songs from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and more. And I can hear all those tunes in my head and sing along to almost all the lyrics. And if you don't like pop music, how much Bach or Beethoven do you have stored in there? Or with opera, how many arias? And when you hear things like Michael Jackson or Vivaldi's Four Seasons, do you ever find your fingers or foot tapping to the rhythm? And have you ever read Shakespeare or Rumi or any of the great poets? And can you recite one sonnet or short poem from memory? I know I can't, even though I really loved reading them. So why is that? Well, the clue lies in your foot tapping to the rhythm. I can guarantee that if the Beatles ever set a Shakespeare sonnet to music and sang it, you would remember almost every line. There's something magical about rhythm, about the repetition of a beat, and its most basic form is the drum, beating like your heart. In fact, it's a reminder of your natural body rhythm that you're often not aware of. But when you hear it, your body begins to move in harmony with it, to dance. The heart is in a constant state of pulsation that we call the heartbeat, and its tempo changes in different situations. In ancient Egypt, the word for a heart and a dancer are the same, pronounced ab or ib, which reveals their deep understanding of the living relationship between the two. Not only is the heart dancing inside your chest, but dancing to an external beat regulates your heart to its rhythm. So what's the connection between rhythm and memory? Why do I remember songs that I don't even like, yet I can't remember the poems that I really enjoyed reading? Let's go back to the temple teaching of Memphis. Basically, the heart makes every understanding come forth, while the tongue repeats what the heart has devised. Now apply that to music and you'll see that the rhythm is what allows the heart to open and the words enter along with it. Whereas reading or listening to the words alone cannot penetrate in the same way. At least that's how it is in my experience. Invocation is a process that allows things to happen, to manifest. And in group invocations, like the Sufi ceremonies, the words of the sheikh guide the dervishes to abandon mind activity and open the heart to higher states of consciousness. Together, the rhythmic music and dance perfectly align the heart, breath, and tongue, while involving the whole body in the experience to amplify its message. This process of invocation is represented by Isis, whose primary role is to provide everything needed to fulfill the contract of Osiris. So effectively, these ceremonies serve the dervishes in fulfilling their contracts. They are not entertainment like the dancing we're used to, although the messages they both carry enter the heart through the same pathway, and that pathway can also be used for alternative motives. The power given to the sheikh or leader of the ceremony is based on a complete trust in their true guidance, which brings up an interesting dilemma. What if you give that power to just anyone? We saw how rhythm opens the heart and allows what enters to be engraved upon it. Sacred music and chant bear a message from a known and trusted source. But when someone else performs the ritual for you with their own interests in mind, that's called indoctrination. There's an English expression, you are what you eat, and what you eat is what you take into your body. And that's more than just food. As I said, musical rhythms help things to enter the heart quickly and directly, bypassing the mind. So coming back to the teaching of Memphis, the tongue repeats what the heart has devised. The tongue repeats the words, while the heartbeat creates the rhythm, and together they enter into the inner realms of the heart, the realms of cosmic consciousness. Sacred rituals involving music and dance can be seen as invocations of the Netta Hathor, who's closely associated with music. And a vital aspect of music is harmony. The name Hathor literally means the home or dwelling place of Horus, who personifies higher or cosmic consciousness. So as husband and wife, or active and passive principles, Horus dwells in the state of harmony, in the loving arms of Hathor. The tongue and the ear operate like two poles of a magnet. The tongue emits sound and the ear is what receives it, and the two relate directly to the Nettas Horus and Hathor, because Horus is the word, which is the expression of his great-great-grandfather Atum, the principle of sound. Thus, as higher consciousness, he represents the sacred word. And Hathor is often shown as a cow or with cow horns, and especially with cow ears, because the cow is the ideal mother figure and role model of passivity and benevolence, feeding not just her own offspring, but all those who drink milk. The cow's ear is a perfect symbol of the passive receptiveness needed to absorb sound. So as Horus emits sound through his tongue, Hathor receives it through her ears. Both actions are reciprocal and simultaneous, completing a circuit that follows the principle of magnetism. But rhythm is not just limited to music. Any repeat pattern creates a rhythm. And we see patterns again and again in all forms of sacred art. And don't the waves make a rhythm, washing onto the shore or rippling in a river? And any thought or habit you keep repeating creates a rhythm that can take root in your heart until you firmly believe it. So think about rhythm, about the way it opens your heart to let things in, and be careful about what you are letting in. And when you enjoyed today's video, click the like and subscribe buttons, and remember you can also support the channel through the link you'll find in the description below. And as ever, thank you for watching.